would assume that there are many people who would love to own and drive a Porsche if they could. What's the story behind the Porsche name and company?
Not me, Ari. I would certainly not want to own and drive a Porsche. So the Porsche car design firm was founded in December 1930 by Ferdinand Porsche and his son-in-law, Anton Pierre, together with a Jewish man called Adolf Rosenberger, who was their commercial director, their financial backer, who was a former race car driver, who had a lot of technical expertise. And Adolf Rosenberger in July 1935 was, bought out of his 10% of Porsche shares, far under the market value of those shares, and it was an Aryanization, it was an early Aryanization. And not only was he pushed out of the company by his two co-founders, but he was also erased from Porsche history, and he ended up immigrating to the United States, settling in Los Angeles. But of course, Ferdinand Porsche ended up becoming famous for designing the Volkswagen. But Ferdinand Porsche and his son-in-law Anton Pierre did not only push out their Jewish co-founder and Aryanize his stake, but they also had the responsibility over the Volkswagen factory complex, where no Volkswagens ended up being actually produced during World War II. It became one of Germany's largest weapons factories, where they used, tens of thousands of forced and slave laborers, and also had these sub-concentration camps and satellite concentration camps on the Volkswagen factory complex, and did many deals with the SS. Had concentration camp captives deported in from Auschwitz, Mauthausen, Sachsenhausen, many other concentration camps. And neither of the two were, ended up in French prison for a while, but neither of them got convicted for their war crimes. Moreover, Ferdinand Porsche's son, Ferry Porsche, who would later become the big inventor of the Porsche sports car, became a voluntary SS officer, and surrounded himself with voluntary SS officers in the boardroom of Porsche in the 1950s and 60s, and spewed virulent anti-Semitic vitriol about Adolf Rosenberger in a autobiography that he published in the late 1970s. And and today you have the very Porsche, which was just listed on a stock exchange for 70 billion in Frankfurt. Has a foundation, a massive global charitable foundation in the name of Ferry Porsche. So the example of Ferry Porsche, as well as the one of Herbert Quandt, which is the son of Günter Quandt, which I alluded to in the beginning, were really kind of gave for me the impetus to write this book, because seeing this whitewashing going on in the name of Nazi war criminals was really a topic I wanted to shine a light on.